Hi guys, it's Katie from Coast to Rest Repeat. I am recording a video in the delightful sunshine. I'm just enjoying the week-long summer that we're getting here in the UK in April, and decided to film outside today. So, hi. Got me to thinking, what are your plans for summer theme park jollies? You might be thinking UK, Alton Towers, Chessington, Thorpe Park. You might be thinking mainland Europe, and if that's what you're thinking, you are correct. Or you may be really lucky and going further afield, in which case I'm very, very jealous of you. It often occurs to me that there is a park that not many Brits go to, despite it being relatively close to the UK, and that was what I was going to talk about today. So the park in question, if you watch my channel or have seen any of my other videos, you'll know that I've been 4 times and that it has my favourite coaster in the world in it. So I personally love this theme park. The park, of course, is Plopsaland De Panne. I think I'm saying that correctly. You have to excuse any terrible Flemish pronunciations I make from here on in. Plopsaland is in the town of Dunkirk / De Panne, kind of on the road between the two. It's junction 1 of the E40 motorway that goes from France all the way through to the Netherlands, which is kind of why we found it in the first place on the way to Efteling. It is a small to medium-sized park. Mainly a family park, but with 3 pretty world-class coasters in it. It is a park that's been around for a really long time, so it's been there as a Melly Park since 1935, got taken over by the Plopsa Group in the year 2000. It's part of the Plopsa chain. You may also know Holiday Park, soon to become Plopsaland Germany, is part of the same chain, with a few other parks around as well. Plopsaland has about, I think, 7 coasters in it, including 3 or 4 kind of more high intensity coasters by Mack Rides, GCI, Gerstlauer. There's a Vekoma in there as well. I emailed Plopsaland to find out what their estimated attendance of British guests is. They told me that they estimate between 1 and 5% of people that come to the park are British. On looking online, the attendance figures have been fairly stable for the last few years. 2018 was the most recent stats I could find. 1.2 million people visited in 2018, which means about 12 to 60,000 of them were British. By comparison, 2 million Brits per year go to Disneyland Paris. So why go to Plopsaland? I mean, it's got similar entry costs to most other European and British parks. It's about €40 a day to go in. We've actually got Plopsa passes because it gives you kind of reciprocal deals at other mainland European parks, like a 40% off day at Europa Park, which was really useful. And we in no way use all of the perks that come with that, but we did a big Germany trip last summer, so that was quite helpful. It's a 20-minute drive to Dunkirk, so you can get a ferry directly from Calais to Dunkirk. In fact, I think it's DFDS. We're doing a cheap deal on that, like this month and next month, so have a look at that. It's about a 45-minute drive from Calais, where you can get the ferry or the Eurotunnel to. We mainly use Calais because my mum doesn't like boats, which is fair enough, so we do the Eurotunnel. So Plopsaland is predominantly a family theme park. There's tons to do for children there. There's a whole indoor section called Mireland, which is just children's rides, and great if it's really rubbish weather, which it often is in Belgium. But I think in recent years it's become more of a thrill seekers park as well. 3 relatively high-end coasters, There's Heidi the Ride, which is a GCI Woody. There's Anubis, which is a Gerstlauer launch coaster. And then there's another one, I can't think what it's called. Oh yes, Ride to Happiness, which is a Mack Extreme spinning coaster. My personal favourite coaster in the world, and one of only 2 extreme spinners, the other one being in Missouri. Plenty of videos on this channel raving about how much I love the Ride to Happiness, so I'll let you discover those for yourselves. Plopsaland has an on-site holiday village and hotel. The hotel is probably a little bit more expensive than the Efteling hotel, but it was really good. We stayed in the Maya suite, so they've got this, it's the A380 flying over. They've got a TV show in Belgium called Maya the Bee, and it's themed entirely to like a beehive. It's really good. So why don't Brits go to Plopsaland very much? I think there's a reliance on UK parks to be good and efficient, and I feel that in the last few years they haven't been either of those things. Especially in the summer, I wouldn't go anywhere near a British theme park in high season. Me and my brother went to Alton Towers last week, and granted, some of the schools from Sheffield were off, but it was still like 40 or 50 minutes on a 6-hour opening day, so just really not very good. I think the ease with which British people can get to Disneyland Paris if they want to go abroad, you can get the Eurostar to Marne-la-Vallée, which is right outside. Obviously Disneyland has 2, I'm just letting this mowing occur because I'm hoping that it isn't going to be too intrusive on the video. Disneyland has 2 different parks there, numerous on-site hotels, and let's face it, children love Disney, and if they do, you should go to Disneyland Paris. Perceived language barrier, I think this is probably true of all theme parks, I guess maybe slightly more because it's in Flemish-speaking Belgium, but to reassure you, everyone speaks English. In fact, they prefer you to speak English and try and speak French, which they also have on their app. The app isn't in English. I think is an interesting choice because I'm assuming it wouldn't be that hard a thing to fix. Luckily, I speak GCSE level French, so I can get by putting it in the French language. But I think if Plopsaland offered an option for English like they do on the Efteling app, I think that would really help. Public transport. So although it's very easy to get to Plopsaland if you have a car, if you don't have a car, then it's a 2 to 3 hour train ride from Brussels. And I think I was talking to Coaster Dad, and he said that he got a direct train there, but I think most options I saw you have to change in Ghent as well, so there's an extra hassle. So yeah, if you are doing public transport, there's a direct way of getting from Calais, which you can basically see down the coast, to Plopsaland. So that's a little bit tricky. Once you're on the train though, the train station is right outside Plopsaland, so that's really, really good. There's also a tram that does the entire length of like the Belgian coast, so if you were staying in one of the other resorts on the Belgian coast, then you could come to Plopsaland for the day, no problem. And finally, I think people just haven't really heard of it. I don't really watch terrestrial TV anymore, and I don't live in the southeast of England, so maybe I'm not their target audience, but I've not seen any adverts for it on print media or social media or anything like that, so I think they're missing an opportunity there, considering most British people have a car, and I think if you live in the south of England, the southeast of England certainly, in Kent, I know people that do go across to the mainland European parks because they're just as easy to get to as some of the more northern British parks. I think if you're going to do Plopsaland, you can probably make 2 days work there, especially if you're a coaster enthusiast, because queue time for the Ride to Happiness is so short throughout most of the year. I've never seen it longer than 15 minutes, honestly, and on many occasions I've marathoned it, where you just stay on and keep riding, which is absolutely unheard of for such a world-class roller coaster. Similarly, if you've got children, I think there's enough for them to do there for 2 days. You could probably tack it on with a visit to Plopsaland, which is the on-site water park. I've never been there, but it looks good. Or you could do a 1-2 with another European park, so maybe Phantasialand, which is 3 hours away, or Efteling, which is about 2.5 hours away, or any of the other Dutch parks. Or you could even do a 1-2 with Disneyland if you had a car. Do Disneyland, come across to Plopsaland and head home straight from there. So yeah, happy travelling, and let's hope this weather stays the way it is for as long as possible.